the latest rumor? Have you heard of this? Or
That
should
you're
we
in
say?
prison?
Yeah. Or do you guys want to save this for the podcast?
We're starting. Go for it. Let's go.
We're starting.
Yeah, we're started. We started right 10 seconds ago. Let's go.
Okay, great.
Okay. Well, I mean, really, Blake filled me in on the news, so it's still news to me too. But apparently, I'm in prison right now.
Oh
Yeah,
my
Pretty
that
god.
actually.
word on the street in the Halo community is I've gone to prison for embezzlement or something.
Embezzlement. He's been stealing money, and apparently somebody got your order wrong at one of your favorite food places, and you stabbed them in an altercation.
I stabbed somebody.
Yeah, that's why you're in prison right now.
Oh shit! Is that really like what happened?
Yeah, you stabbed somebody. They got your order wrong at I think it was either like McDonald's or somewhere.
No, it has to be Burger King. That's not a believable story.
Burger King. I think it might have been
I've
BK.
never heard of a goat man going to McDonald's ever.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah.
Burger King's open later in his area.
I only stab people at Burger King. I don't stab people at McDonald's.
Burger King, you gotta assert dominance when you're around the king.
He finally was pissed off about the great 7-Eleven workers, the import 7-Eleven workers grabbing the lids out of the garbage. He finally decided to take revenge.
Remember that shit?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my god.
The 7-Eleven workers, I caught them digging in the trash can, pulling lids back out. Oh, I forgot about
Yeah, that shit was like a fucking your streams that used to go for like 4 or 5 days. Like that shit
Yeah.
was like a fucking acid trip. That's like the most interesting Halo content I've seen in my life. I'll never forget.
Yeah, just me just in the zone for fucking days, non-stop Halo player, just smacking people all day.
Murderous fever dream.
Some of
I guess
this
if
half
people
the shit that came out of my fucking mouth while I was in that fucking trance. I can't remember half the shit I was saying.
One shot saying, I bet they loved your long hair in prison.
Oh, they sure did.
Bunky loved those locks and those new muscles. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, Goatman's been eating and lifting.
Right. I've been on the Hot Boys diet.
Bro, I got a Hot Boys chicken sandwich in the fridge right now.
I could go for that. I'm gonna fly down, bro. I'm actually gonna go down to LA probably in a month or two. So
Yeah, we were talking.
yeah, so I'm gonna fly to Sacramento if you're down, and then we can go down to LA together.
Yeah,
Because I'm gonna start getting some tattoos.
yeah.
My
Yeah.
tattoo artist is in LA, so I'm gonna get covered from here down, all tattoos.
We gotta get I gotta get a
I
silver
gotta get a
gorilla.
I gotta get a sick Halo tattoo somewhere. I don't know what I'm gonna get. Think of something.
On the inner bicep would be like a good
Yeah.
spot for a legendary symbol or something, you know. Or just
I
goat,
think
like literally Goatman's bridge, like it's the like
let's
midship
get a
bridge.
G0 medal.
Jaro Mel. Dude, did you see that fucking Twitter post I sent you?
Which one?
The one about Goatman's bridge?
No.
Dude, there's a literal place like that they filmed this horror like paranormal show at, and it's called Goatman's Bridge, and there's like demon sacrifices and pentagrams everywhere, and I was like, no fucking way.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, I sent it to you. I don't know if you saw it or not. Maybe check your Twitter, I swear to God. Or I DM'd
Oh,
or
dude.
texted something.
I'll check it after
It's
this.
fucking hilarious.
Oh, before I forget, Blake, I don't know if it's intentional, but your camera on your stream is covering the entirety of the Discord.
Why
I
is
don't
it
know if
not
that's
doing the... Oh, Jesus. Look at that. Fucking piece of shit. Alright, that should do it. Cool. So, how's it been, Goatman?
It's been good, man. I got back from the East Coast. Went to like a bunch of shows. Saw like 70 bands. I don't know. Dating chicks. Fucking breaking hearts. I don't know. Same old shit. How about you guys, man?
Yeah, what about you, Reach?
We were talking about this actually before you got on. I've been sort of like having a punt the last couple months, so not been that great. I think I've spoken to this before on the podcast like months ago, whenever we last talked. But I had some shit going on. Once I'm through it, I will definitely talk about it. Nothing like legal or anything. It's just like a medical thing.
Hmm.
But I want to make sure I'm not giving people like bad data because it's something I had no idea about until it started fucking happening. Nothing like retarded, but um, yeah. So that's been sort of happening. And then I just fell into like a creative, total manic state and started working on a video game that'll show off at some point when I have presentable graphics and things.
Yeah, designing a game, I mean, holy shit, man, that's a really good output of fucking mental power there.
Sure,
Yeah,
but
I think it's like casually
it's
like,
not like a it's not like a shooter or anything like Halo. It's sort of like the game Smash TV. If anyone's played that before, it's like a top-down shooter. It's like a really violent game show kind of thing based on Running Man.
yeah,
Mine is not the
kind
same
of like
plot, but
Contra.
it's very similar gameplay.
Is it kind of like Contra, but from like the top down?
Almost, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
How have you been, Blake?
Oh man, well, all over the place, man. Broke up recently. Uh, I just did an interview this morning though. Um, I'm working still full time at the land center, but in the mornings before they open from like 9 to 2, I'm gonna be helping out a nice little weed delivery service. And I just got the job this morning, so I'm gonna be doing some intake help as well as backup driving. Don't have to use my own car, don't have to use gas. Real easy stuff, but it's gonna be good. I'm gonna be saving up some cash, and it's gonna allow us to, well, not only myself, but even the Zodiac clan itself to have more viability and money and stuff.
Right on.
So yeah, I mean, it's trying to also just like I'm only 1 year away from paying off my car fully, so I feel like if I just do double the payments each month, like probably get done a lot faster and get the principal off. Then I can just like really have some real extra money in the pocket each month, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Yeah, that sounds like a decent plan. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's if you can work 60 hours a week, there's no reason not to. I mean, like if you're really serious about like getting assets and getting like, yourself built from the ground up, hard work is the easiest route, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'm just trying to get big things going essentially, just whether it be gaming or things like that. I just I casted for the Valorant finals for CESI's college division for all the California state colleges and stuff. So that was really fun.
Okay.
They're going to be hopefully coming through to the land center and scrimming there regularly and doing broadcasts and stuff too. So we'll have a Valorant little shindig going. But other than
Try to
that,
get
man, been just like kind of. I mean, I watch Halo at work and stuff, and I see the esports, and I see all the roster drama and like fucking people benching themselves in protest of like the fucking deals and trade deals that they have within the players. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with that or not, but
I haven't been keeping up with the pro scene at all. It's I think that basically everything that we've ever talked about. In fact, I wouldn't even say we because I wasn't even here when you guys first started talking about Infinite. But like everything that's ever been said on Halo Dickheads podcast in terms of predictions has sort of happened. Like remember the how you guys talked about sniping and like how the aiming works
yeah.
in the first episode that you guys, it was just Bo and yourself, I think, at the time, where you talked about like the grid-based aiming in Halo 3, which is very esoteric information. That post on Bungie Net is gone now about the grid, so maybe that would be like a good video idea for the future.
Oh,
Yeah, but I'll put a pin in that for right now. But have you seen the recent findings about like how much inaccuracy on like the first shot the sniper has and stuff in Halo Infinite?
well, I know that the
Just,
bullet itself is much smaller than the reticle's active spot on the screen, and that there's
yeah, there's
RNG
this new
inside of that, right? Based off your stepping as well.
yeah. Give me 2 seconds. I'll go on my Twitter. I think I retweeted it. Whatever. Yeah, check this out. I'll make sure this is full screen before I share anything here. So here I'll reset the video just so it's professional. But he aims at the R on this warning sign, right?
Yeah. Oh
Directly
my.
on it.
What a good reference
Watch
point.
this. Yeah.
Full reset. Okay.
Yeah. So he lets it go through its whole recoil pattern. Look how
Oh
inaccurate
my
that is.
god.
Yeah. If anyone's familiar with other competitive shooters, Counter-Strike Go had the same problem where your first shot inaccuracy was extremely high compared to the other Counter-Strike games, and it just made like shooting feel kind of pointless. So I bet that because of the size of the projectile and like the fuckedness that we've talked about a million times with like how the hitboxes interact and the fact that the hit detection's fucked, and then you have this too, where your sniper rifle, your point accurate weapon, isn't even remotely point accurate, and that variance is going to keep getting less and less accurate the longer range you're no scoping at. Like that's why it feels fucked up, and only now are people realizing it. But like we all talked about how it was fucked up for months,
They should
right?
just add sway instead of this
We
fake
pick you up.
like stillness overlay of like a still reticle. Like that would make sense if there was idle sway like they
Sure.
have in COD. But no, they don't want to program in that shit. They don't know how to fucking think. Like they're just gonna implement it like not thinking, and then there's not gonna be anybody using the fucking weapon. They're gonna sit there scratching their heads like, what? Why not?
Yeah, so a lot of the stuff with Halo Infinite that I've sort of followed, I don't want to say passively, I still do care, so I still kind of end up reading a lot about it. But a lot of that shit, like, I knew I was right months ago, and it's just being confirmed now. And I haven't seen any, like, new information that I couldn't have told you when the game came out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not, like, exhausting. It's not, like, difficult for me to garner or to gather new information about Halo, but it's sort of like this is sort of information that I would have liked to hear months ago just to confirm my existing suspicions. Like I haven't heard any new shit to get fired up about for a while.
There's not much, man. I mean, the show was so hit and miss with a lot of people. I mean, sure they killed it in their broader audience, but their money spending audience is kind of just like, not gonna really care too much. Not gonna buy any merchandise over the show, like, blah blah blah. But Halo itself, I don't think that they're like. The reason I brought up the players benching themselves earlier is because Halo, because it's a Microsoft platform, I think that there's going to be a huge um, influx of what happened in real sports with players' unions and such. So we have these teams, they're out here grinding 70, 80-hour work weeks essentially for these orgs, and they're getting, trade restrictions, no free agency, all kinds of different stipulations in these contracts by these super orgs. And every major sport has gone through this except for esports. So I think a Halo's an interesting place to look, especially with this forced benching situation, because once Halo does it and Microsoft becomes the legal standard of reference point for other court systems or other court cases that might rise up, oh man, that'll be the end all. Like I feel like there's going to be a dramatic change in esports in terms of player regulations, and like even the fucking game development studios at one point are going to start getting audited for quality assurance for the sport, especially like if it becomes regular sport like and it becomes like publicly funded and shit. Oh dude, I know they're going to do that kind of shit. But I think Halo's gonna if Halo's gonna be the first at anything in this new wave of video games, it's gonna be legal issues for lack of quality assurance, as well as promises and in general just legal issues as
This
before
is not
mentioned.
cat.
Yeah, it's like
Are you familiar? What is it? EPA, the Counter Strike Esports Players Association.
yeah,
Yeah, that which I wouldn't even count as a players association just because of how unprofessional and fucked up they are.
right.
And I don't obviously give a shit about like using fucking gamer language or you know, conducting yourself wearing like a t-shirt in court cases. Like I don't give a shit about that kind of stuff. Like that's not unprofessional to me. The shit that they were doing is like cliquey garbage. Like players that they don't like, they were trying to get out on cheating accusations and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, it wasn't a functional players organization, but these have almost happened a few times, like players unions,
oh yeah.
and it just never goes over well. I don't know if it's like a lack of maturity within the space. I don't know,
Our generation's not mature enough to even unionize, so all the communists are like fucking freaking out. Like they're like, wait, they believe but they're not. They just don't. They won't do it. Like what the hell?
Are you streaming this on Twitch?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go into the chat just so we can kind of see what everybody else is talking about.
Everyone's pretty just chilling right now, but we're just flowing with
Oh,
convo. But
Yeah, the shit that you see with Counter-Strike, and I'm sure that's happening in Valorant as well, which I don't really follow that closely. Um, it sort of indicates to me that like there is some sort of issue with social. Obviously, there's an issue with social adjustment. Like I'm sitting in a fucking room with video games around me wearing a Doom shirt. Like there is an issue with social adjustment, but I'm cognizant of that. Whereas the average like esports player or whatever, has dumped 10,000 hours into playing this video game instead of like speaking with people or whatever. They don't know how to conduct themselves in like a professional setting where there's legal contracts and shit. Like
yeah,
they don't understand that maybe it would be a bad idea to start creating faction infighting before you even really have a players organization that's been around for 10 years. It's shocking to me. It's very frustrating.
yeah, they're gonna have to get their dads or something to represent them in court, so they all shut the fuck up and get things
Like
done.
think about this is something that not formal. Why am I fucking forgetting his name right now? Lethal said
Andy with the 25 bits, thanks, bro. Sorry,
something that Lethal said.
I'm getting the chat popping off, man. They miss me, man. I might
I
have to
told
hop
you.
on.
I fucking told you. God
I
damn
might
it.
have to hop on after this podcast, shoot a couple of people real quick, you know?
Bust out the AK and some glizzies.
Yeah. I can't show that stuff on stream,
Nah,
so
I know, I know. What were you saying, Reach?
This is something that Lethal was saying probably like almost a year ago now, several months ago, that anyone who's still playing Halo, like our game is so bad that we can't even like look at other games and like make fun of them for anything.
Yeah.
Like think about the quality, and I'm not trying to shit on anyone in particular, but like the type of person that is still trying to be a professional Halo player at
Yeah.
this point when the game is so bad, like it would be so entertaining to me to like look at these like contracts or evaluate how like a players union goes at
Oh
like these
God.
Microsoft events. Like they're trying to have like a protest or something.
That's
Oh
what they're
man, I'd
doing
love
right
it.
now, essentially, is he's sitting out. He's benching himself from the
Who's
roster.
who's benching themselves right now?
I think it was
Sorry.
Spartan.
Okay.
It's fucking hilarious, though. I mean, it's just Goat with the Cronus
Well,
knowledge,
dude, you see that up in the chat.
the
knowledge,
only
Jaros,
Knowledge. You know what I like
knowledge,
doing? They spawn killing kids on Sanctuary in a flag game.
knowledge. You know
Yeah.
what I like more than running the oddball outside of the map on Sanctuary against helpless Game Pass users? Knowledge,
I'm gonna spit my fucking coffee out.
bro. I don't think it. I think every. You know what's funny, man, is like Halo's so dead. I don't think anybody's ever gonna come close to feeling the glory like the Hot Boys felt. I think that was like the sweet peak, that like the last oorah before Infinite just killed everything. You know, like we were slaying out like matchmaking, and people were fucking getting jealous and stream sniping, and fucking the
Yeah.
hate was real. I mean, it was some interesting times, man. That shit was raw.
Yeah.
And now
It
it's
was
like
sick.
Reach just said, we have all these remnants that are still trying to make it in Halo and all this.
Well, there's been a few things that have happened, but they're all a while ago, right? Like Royal 2. I'd never. It's
Router
crazy. It's
2.
like that fucking Lord of the Rings meme with like, I never thought that I'd be fighting side to side. It's like, why am I rooting for this guy who was cheating? Like, how is the game this fucking bad? Like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah,
Like
it's
the
like,
most respectable person in Pro Halo just was like, "Fuck you, I'm from Saskatchewan," and started cheating, and I'm
dude,
like totally for it because it's that bad.
you know what though? That's a Halo 2 mentality, because you ain't bridging host, someone's
Oh,
gonna
for sure.
fuck you over anyway. And 343 was the person that was using the fucking soft mods in this case.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
absolutely, absolutely.
They're in the wrong. Like you should be able to fucking bridge connection on 343's bullshit. No way.
Oh yeah, anything to get a more playable game.
Yeah.
Like if the game was had the same like hit detection as the post 2008 Halo 3, maybe we could be talking about if that was a good decision. Well, I mean, it'd be a good decision to try to win the game, but like if that's an ethical decision or not for him to try to manipulate hosts, it would be most people would probably be against it. But like with how things are, it's so unbelievably ping dependent. The
Yeah,
game,
it's because they don't know how
like
to do. They don't know how to do network compensation in their coding for.
they don't know how to do any lag compensation, and it's
Yeah.
like it's so. I don't want to say it's like trivial, but it's been done so effectively for over 20 years. When did Quake 3 come out? 1999. And Quake 3 is known to have like legible lag compensation with
Yeah.
comments.
Right.
You can just look at it and understand how it works. And Halo 3 on the same engine that you're still using, like, and I always talk about Halo 3 like it's some kind of fucking perfect game. It's not. It has so many issues. It's just better than what we have now.
Hmm.
Like, why are we going backwards? Like, just all that Halo 3 did was it artificially made the hitbox trail behind the player pretty much, so you could hit on what would be a white reticle on the server, but it's red reticle on your screen because you're
Yeah.
delayed. That's what Halo 3 did. And like that is such a ghetto like bootleg fucking popsicle sticks and glue solution to solving the problem. When you look at how powerful computers are now compared to when Halo 3 came out, like
And they
Jesus
can't
Christ,
even do the
how
popsicle.
can we not even do that?
Right.
If not make something better?
Can't even
Yeah.
popsicle and glue that shit, man. That's the state of gaming affairs that we're in right now. Like I'm playing Warzone right now, man. I'm getting like fucking 15, 30 frames on an Xbox. Like what? Like this is a
Yeah, I
fucking
didn't even bother buying the new consoles because I just know that it's like that they're making hardware that can't run the software right now. So it's like, what's the
yeah.
point? You hear that Xbox is coming out with a new console or something again? Like already? Like they come out with a new console like every 6 months because they can't keep up with their fucking games. Like their hardware is not strong enough. I don't
Their
know how
their
many
game
fucking Xbox.
developers just don't know how to compress.
Yeah, they don't have to press.
They-
Oh, speaking of which, Warzone, have you seen the new what was it, Modern Warfare 2 commercial that just came out?
yes, dude. I'm fucking stoked.
Now, is that going to be Modern Warfare like a new one, or is that a remake of the old one?
No, no, no. So it's confusing because they're using the same exact fucking name, but it's a readaptation of Modern Warfare. It's the same people, but it's different missions in history that they've done together. So
So
it's
is it the new Modern Warfare Part 2, or is it
yeah,
or
so
is it
there's
a
a Modern Warfare that is currently out right now, and that's what runs Warzone and all that stuff, right? Now they're coming out with Modern Warfare 2. It's not a remastered, it's not anything like that. It's today's decade Modern Warfare Part 2. And it's a different campaign, same character. It's like if you were to read a manga, right? And you know the whole story, but there's gaps in the story. These are like filling the gaps for those stories. It's like ODST for Halo 3. It's the best way I can put it. It's its own
If
game.
I was this podcast, I'd be filling the gaps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Where the fuck is Bo?
Where the fuck is he, man? I want to talk some shit.
Yeah, right?
Well, you gotta talk about the Warzone
I hope
banning
he's
and
okay.
like, and
Oh, I gotta
if
talk
Bo
about my
should,
fucking shadow
yeah.
ban?
Yes,
Jesus.
because you did I'm retarded, so I don't know. But the way that you explained it was very confusing to me. So maybe I'll get it
So
better if I could like
so I usually play on an
hear
Xbox in
explanation.
my house. That's an IP
Sure.
address, right? It has a MAC address attached to it. Always done it. There's computers at work, all the same IP address for the building. I've logged in there before, blah blah blah. It's been a while since I've played on there though. The other night I decided to play on there and it's like, "Hey, after you log in, you have to verify your identity." I'm like, all right, cool. A secret question. I answer the question right. I'm in. I load up Warzone. It does it again, but it's a different 2FA. The 2FA for BattleNet that I logged in with, you have three options. You can do phone, email, secret message. I've always done secret message. This BattleNet account, mind you, is from when I used to play fucking World of Warcraft in high school. All right, so this is an old ass account. I have not updated the phone number in this thing in like a decade or whatever. I log into the fucking game. The game interface is asking for a 2FA, opens a fucking web browser in the game interface through BattleNet, and they're like, oh, you have to do fucking cell phone only verification. So I couldn't do it. So because of that, I got a shadow ban on Warzone. But I think that was just kind of the tip of the iceberg. I know that I've probably been getting reported a lot in the fucking game for just doing stupid shit like that, just like a Halo 2 player would do kind of shit. Like, you know, like if you can imagine like when I'm flying by and I fucking headshot somebody climbing up a ladder like with like a 0 frame, or I fucking like someone's going, like I just hit this clip earlier like on my game, somebody goes up a zip line and I track them and I like 180 track and like perfectly get them as they're flying away. Like it looks sus as fuck, but is like there's people that are better than me that get detected like this all the time. But I think because I tried logging in on a different station with all those reports and sketchy sussy clips and shit, it just fucking put me under investigation for 7 days and it locked my account. In other words, if I went to search, it would go up to 350 ping or less, like searching under, and it would just sit there like you would never find a game.
Okay.
I
Right.
mean, that's the Zodiac clan way, man. Always under investigation.
Yeah, dude. Goat's in jail. Fucking Bo's missing right now. I'm shadow banned. What's up, Hot Donut Hole? Fucking, it's always something with us, right? It's always some fucking crazy dumb shit. Like, Goat in jail is like my favorite fucking meme that I've seen in a while. Like,
No, when I heard that story where it was like he stabbed somebody outside of Burger King, I immediately like it didn't even like, it wasn't one of those things where it's like, oh, you kind of got me for like a minute. I was like, he probably is in jail. That sounds completely legit. Like I was imagining him just like sitting there. He's like trying to load up like a quick 3 montage on his phone or something. He's just trying to get his like fucked up
Food.
burger meat, whatever. You know, and somebody just like walks up to the side of his car. He hasn't had his coffee, and it's just over. He's just going to prison for 10 years.
Shiv. Oh, you want to fucking shiv,
Yeah.
mate?
Yeah, no, it's like he said somebody. I was like, okay, did the person live? Like, are we ever gonna see him
He
again?
lived. I know Goat's fine, but did the guy live?
Oh yeah.
He just
Somebody
stood
was
over
like-
him and said, "Out BR" before they carried him away.
He walked out he kicked the door. He Van Dammed the door open and went, shit on?
It's on. Out BR.
That'd be hard, kid. Get clipped. Fucking
Yard.
clip the Burger King. Shows up on the news.
Yeah.
Chris Puckett's narrating it. Now, as you can see here, somebody fucked with the goat man the wrong way, and boom, there's the knife right to the teeth.
Yeah, the jury is all people who you've clipped on Halo 2 though. So you're fucked. Doesn't matter. You're already guilty.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I gotta fuck a Halo chick, and then after I'm done, just say "out BR" as you're like getting off of her.
You're all out of breath and shit. Fuck.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that not good for Twitch? My bad. Oops.
We can talk about fucking. If Amaranth can lick ears and like rubber pussy on stream or whatever the fuck she does, we can talk about this.
No shit. Those girls sucking on ears and shit. Those rubber ears.
Oh
yeah,
man,
it was
it's too
great.
much.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm such a troll. I used to fucking whenever I got done, I used to host girls sucking on rubber ears on Twitch. I'm like, and here we go. And it's like right to
Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Enjoy the
Oh, it was
noise.
great when they had the nudity ban, like partial nudity ban on Twitch, right? Where like you couldn't show like your midsection, or you couldn't be like a guy shirtless playing a video game or
That's
whatever.
stupid.
It just
It
was
could be a girl
I'm
and your hands
checking, but
pushed together, right?
it was randomly banned one day, and then everybody was like, "Hey, what the fuck? Like, why can't I be shirtless playing my game if it's hot in my house or whatever? Like, who gives a shit?" And then Twitch was like, "No, it's okay as long as you're a woman, either sucking on your ears or in a hot tub. Then you're good.
Oh fuck.
Otherwise, though, keep your shirt on."
Oh
And
my
I was
God.
like, "Okay,
Is that
fuck
like? Isn't that why?
that's no joke. It's no word of a lie. Go try to find one guy without a shirt on.
Dude,
Twitch.
no,
Go,
fucking
go on the Hot
Evader.
Tub channel. Not even.
Evader, Halo 3 streamer.
Really?
Vader
Still?
keeps it as a shirt off, but he's also like nipples up. So like
Oh, there's no nipple.
that's how he does it, because he only goes like right here and up.
Yeah, he could be wearing
Maybe
a
they
crop top
changed
for
it,
all
I don't
you
know.
know, and you'd be discriminating against he.
What if you put pasties on? I mean,
Pasties, right?
Because I think that what was it? Naked Halo got in shit for a while. I don't know
Naked
if they've
Eli?
reversed this, but yeah.
That's so fucking dumb, man. Wait, what about Tom and A? Oh, you know what you have to do? You have to be on a workout stream to not have a shirt on, I think is what the rules are.
Ah, okay,
Yeah,
that makes
'cause
sense. 'Cause I,
yeah.
I was gonna say I've seen Evader working out on stream before randomly. I didn't watch it, but I was like, that's weird, and then I continued on with my day. But yeah, like that would make sense, I guess. I don't know. It was a huge fuck show a couple of years ago, so.
Right.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure you're allowed to talk about fucking or whatever on Twitch. I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
There are certain things that you can't say.
There's words you can't. You might actually kill somebody with a word.
Have they sent out a word like ban list or anything like that Amazon app
Yeah,
where you can't say union, anything like that on Twitch yet?
You can't say what's that word called? People used to call it to people. It starts with an S, and it rhymes with pimp.
There's. Oh wow, you can't say
You
that.
can't say that on Twitch
Why?
because Twitch said so. Apparently, all the pay piggies for all these ear girls, sucky ear girls or whatever, they didn't like it when hate raids would come through and call them that word, so that word became bannable.
Yes.
I don't know any other explanation. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's my interpretation of the situation. Why is my fucking
Can my Twitch get banned if I say something bannable on your Twitch?
yes?
Probably, yeah.
Yes,
Considering
like
there was,
find me and then like go to my Twitch and ban me.
they could.
yeah, there was actually this guy years ago who was like taking apart a cheat program on Hitbox to show how it worked, like the old streaming website Hitbox TV, and his Twitch account got banned for like selling cheats or something.
Oh my
And
god.
it was just bizarre. So yeah, you would definitely get banned on both.
Wow, this bullshit.
Efren, it's a normal sized water bottle.
Yeah, I'm 5'2", bro.
Huh.
It's just a normal sized water bottle. I'm just that small.
I think this is a normal sized water bottle.
Yeah, they're the same size. Look.
Oh,
Why is
right. Oh, yep. See,
Look,
you're right.
They're the same
He's right.
size.
Yep, they're the same size, guys. Look, idiots. But y'all think the Earth is round too.
Yeah.
God.
Here, I'm gonna stand up right now, guys.
That's what I drink. I drink black water.
He drinks black water. He drinks that caffeinated
This is
bean liquid.
this is virgin blood.
Dude, where did you? Okay, like, are you in
Adrenochrome.
Brazil, Goat Man? What?
What?
Are you in Brazil,
That
Goat Man?
coffee?
He's getting his double shot controller worked on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Trip down to
They
Colombia.
got great doctors down there for those.
This is virgin blood right here.
Sippy sippy.
Yeah. I got it in a sippy cup. Don't ask where it came out of.
What?
Nothing.
Yo, I need to go see Top Gun 2. Has anybody seen it? Don't fucking spoil it in the chat for your boy either, please. Just tell me what you would rate it on a scale of 1 to 10.
Efren, you're 5'2"?
No, I'm not. If I was, that would be way funnier than anything I've ever said on this podcast.
like,
Like
wait,
that
what?
that would be my whole thing.
Hey, go check out my elevator. Hold on, let me show you here. I got it right underneath my floor here. Watch. See? This is my elevator right here. I'm going down underneath. Oh jeez. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Efren, how tall are you? I feel like you're taller than me.
Is that a question for me?
Yeah.
I'm like 6'4".
You're
I'm really
6'4".
tall. Yeah.
You're 6'4".
Yeah, I'm either 6'3" or 6'4". I don't measure myself, but I'm really tall.
Jeez.
Well,
Save some for the rest of us, man. Jesus.
Yeah.
I wish I was 6'4". I could date every chick on
no,
earth.
dude, it's fucking horrible.
It
You
hurts your
don't want to
knees
be
and
tall.
shit.
I was 5'6" or 5'7" until I was 17 years old.
Being tall is like the ultimate cheat code to date like any chick, bro. If you're
Being tall is the ultimate cheat code to like stand up and fall over. Like, it
Jesus.
sucks. Get fucking
Girls-
tendon issues.
Girls are like, if you're not 7 foot tall, don't even look at me. I'm like, all right, whatever. Like,
Oh, no. I'm not saying that that's like that is like the nice perk, but it's not like a pro perk in Modern Warfare 2. You take negatives for it. It's like edges and flaws thing. You live until you're like 45 and then you die. You're like a different species. You don't fit in anything.
that is true. I hear that
One
about
time,
tall people. Tall people don't live very long.
no, you don't live long at all. Your body oxidizes faster, so you're gonna die faster. Like it's not even like a weight kind of thing. Because if you
Yeah.
take a lot of steroids or like you're super jacked or whatever, you get like strain on your heart. If you're really tall and you don't do any of that shit, the extra strain is proportional, so that isn't an issue. Like that was the running theory for a long time. That's not the issue. It's because your body just burns hotter
Yeah.
on like a metabolism thing. So you just oxidize your body out quicker. So
Yeah, it's like
'cause-
you just get blown out quicker.
The
Like I can see
future is
that.
nanobots that reverse oxidation.
Like the
Oh, for
taller
sure,
you
yeah.
are, the less you live. I think guys like over 7 foot tall like die in their 40s or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, everybody in my family dies in their 50s. Most people in my generation die at 26, so I will probably be dead in the next 6 months, I guess.
That's very
For-
metal.
I don't think
Yeah.
so. You be good.
Oh,
You'll be
you
good.
know what? When you die, I get your Doom shirt.
Yeah, go for it. You won't fit in it. It'll be about 2 feet
I'll
too
be like
big
a
for
red
you.
sail. I'll put it on my bed. I'll put it on my bed sheets.
Okay, you put it in like a pillow or something.
Yeah, put it on.
Yeah. No,
Oh, man.
no, that kind of shit's terrible. I was surprised I haven't told these stories before, where I'd like show up to try to like buy like what are those, like slip proof shoes, whatever they're called,
Yeah.
slide proof shoes. For when I was working in like a kitchen a long time ago, they just don't even have my size, just in the whole province.
It's crazy.
Fuck.
In my
Yeah.
family, everyone lives to be over 100 years old. So I'm probably gonna live to be like 500.
Oh yeah,
You're gonna be fucking biblical.
Yeah, bro.
Are
Then
you
there was
related
the
to like
century of the
Abraham
prophet
and
Goatman,
Noah?
who lived to be
Yeah.
544.
I think my great grandma lived to be like 109 or some shit like that. Like all my grandparents and my grandma's still alive. Like she's like I don't know how old was older than time. I mean, crazy.
Yeah, that's fucked. I think the longest living relative that I've ever had was like 81.
Yeah, I
That's
don't want to
it.
be older than that. It seems like kind of shitty.
I wouldn't want to be older than like 70.
Yeah, right? Start
Like-
just like, just every day is
What
a
if
fucking
you're
struggle.
like really, really good shape at 70 though?
Oh
Like,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I saw this 70-year-old man the other day. He's in better shape than me, like twice as better shape. I was
TRT.
like, oh,
Yeah.
like dude was
Some
fucking
TRT.
skin lean, bro, just ripped. I was like, holy shit.
He's got
Yeah,
like,
I'm sure if we were having this conversation in like 1920, we'd be like, man, people who are over 45 look terrible. You know, people do look better like year on year, right? Just because of like cosmetics and lifestyle and a bunch of things. But I don't know, man. Like, especially with like the fucking age warfare and shit going on, like generational warfare and stuff in North America. I don't want to be the fucking shitty old generation. I'd rather die when I'm young.
yeah, man.
I want to die before I can't afford to live anymore.
No, yeah, I just never want to be the villain. I'll stay when I'm like the hero. Yeah.
Yeah, I always tell people, man, I'm like, life is short, but it's longer than you think.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something that I don't know. It's starting to really piss me off when people are talking about like nostalgia and all kinds of shit like that. All I ever wanted to do when I was younger is to be older, because it like I just press the fucking fast forward button like just to all the interesting bits. I fucking hate that shit. Where especially when you're like younger as like a man, it's like you have like no value. You can't do anything. It's terrible. Your best years are like 20 years in the future at least.
Yeah, no,
always.
your
Yeah.
best years as a man. The thing is, as a man, it just gets better the older you get.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. At least what in your 40s.
That's the
50s,
trade-off, and for women, it's opposite. For a young girl, the world's her oyster. As she gets older, it just the door just starts slowly shutting on her, bro. It sucks for girls.
Donut, I'm gonna be playing at 3 p.m. I have a Warzone tournament, so I'll be by then, maybe earlier, but by then for sure I'll be doing COD. But yeah.
Oh, I meant to ask you. So you're playing in those Warzone tournaments. I watched a little bit of the one that you got second in. I think is that what went down in there? Just to
Yeah,
make
I
sure I'm
did
not
another
talking
one
about
last
math.
night. I didn't.
Okay.
Fuck. I mean, I got 5th out of 10 for my division for placement, and top 5 you get
Is
like
it by
your
weight class?
by weight class. It's by KD and fucking shit.
Okay. Okay.
It's actually ranked, which is great.
Right. Yeah.
But for this division I was in, I started off and I like was top 3, and then like these other 2 guys just had these 2 pop-off games, but it's in a mode that I'm not used to called Rebirth. Yeah, it's Z League, Donut. You and I would slap, bro. It's Z League. Yeah, it's Z League. I'm doing solos, and then like there's a big gap between my regular solos match tonight at 7. So if you want to get down, we can do like duos around like 5 o'clock or something, 5:30. I don't know. But yeah, so like I did one last night, and like I'm not used to Reba, so I'm still learning all the shortcuts, the map, like the meta, how to play it. It's a lot different than regular Warzone solos. I got second in my Warzone solos, but this Rebirth is a whole different class. But I'm playing for these tokens so that I can enter these bigger tournaments that have larger prize pools for the payout out top. So by getting these points, last night I got my entry fee back on my placement and like a bonus 75 tokens. I don't have Snapchat. I'm sorry, bro. Just
I've got Snapchat.
Donut, you should get in the Zodiac Discord, bro. Does
Anybody want to
meet
add
that?
me on Snapchat? Anybody want to add me on Snapchat? My Snapchat is Zeke the Goat.
ZEKETHEGOAT or 0. Is it 0?
The O is a 0, so it's Zeke the G0AT.
Right.
Zeke ZEKETHEG0AT. Zeke the Goat.
For sure. You lead the way, Donut, and like I'll fucking. And you know what though? We're not fucking sitting on top of the water tower with no fucking turrets. We're not one turret. We're going 2 turrets. We're each gonna get a fucking turret. We're gonna get this fucking dub, bro. Let's get this shit. Let's get this shit. This guy's goofy. I love watching him whenever he's online.
So with Warzone, it's like a modified heat system, right? Do you understand what I mean by that? Because when what was it, Fortnite and the Black Ops Warzone, the Blackout, was it before this version of the Call of Duty Battle Royale? Those used like a system where it was like number of kills and placements, and you could play like as many matches as you can within like a certain time period.
That's what this is.
Okay. Do you have to like submit like certain best games or something? Is there like a
it's all tracked through, like you can go on your BattleNet and you can change it to public profile being viewable for stats, and their system automatically pulls the data from these websites, and they update like every 3 to 5 minutes, so you get instant results through your brackets. It's real quick.
Wow. Okay.
But
that's pretty well officiated.
Yeah.
Have you I mean, I'm sure that you're relatively new to running those tournaments, like playing in those tournaments, I should say. What do you think about like kill bounty being worth more than placement for those sorts of things?
Well, top 10 gets you placement points, and like you can't get it, like even if you have a 15 kill game and you get like 11th, it doesn't count. It always counts like placement over your kills. They have now though kill only races as well. So based off of your preference, you can either do placement and kills, or you can do just kill race. In my opinion, I think that due to everybody having a different play style, the kill races might be one of the most watched. But the problem with kill races is that when you make them lobbies full of all competitive people, it's no one's going to be breaking into double digits. So what they do is they incentivize and this is why I like the placement point thing better, is because with the matchmaking system being that it balances that out, and the placement becomes more valuable, so you're not just going into 50-50s hoping to walk away with a bonus point. Like you're really strategically playing out your life. Similar to Fortnite, I think that like kill races are pretty good, but placement points are always influential in battle royales. Like especially like I think that they should expand on the solos category for having like top 25 placement versus the duos and trios and quads, because it's a lot harder to get to top 25 in solos than it is versus a duos, trios, or quads top 25. It's just statistically, I mean, the math, you know, it's already there. But
So you haven't noticed that it's like stalling out with like a lot of people like just healing in the mist, or is that just like something that um Warzone doesn't struggle with as much just because of the design, or
healing in the mist, you mean like people sitting outside in storm and like, you know, using
um
stims and shit, or what do you mean by
that's
that?
sort of like a ballpark statement that sort of describes being like extremely passive. Because I don't know if you've watched any of those early like PUBG and H1 tournaments, but the way that they would always end up is like Korean dudes sitting in rocks just healing in the mist,
Yeah.
or playing in like super passive ways.
Yeah, and I think when you play like that, even though it's slower paced like visually when you do it at a
Yeah,
glance, it tells a story. Like, and
yeah,
it becomes
absolutely,
extremely tactical, and it's almost like a Tom Clancy Splinter Cell-esque way to play. So
sure.
like I said earlier, there's, you know, people that excel at really fast pace in the face, like 50-50 Chow's like gonna win, you know, flip of the coin kind of deal. And then there's like people like Iron, for instance, who I really like watching. He's specialized in just dominating endgame and having some of the most wins in the world. He plays literally only for the W. So he'll have 4 or 5 kill wins, but he doesn't die.
He wins all the time.
He
Yeah,
wins. So his KD is like fucking way up there because he's never dying. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's I prefer like a mixture of the both. I like being able to in the early game personally get my loadout, and then what I'll do is I'll go to the center of the map and I'll just lock it down from where the circle is going to go in, because people are going to come to you. So you have to
Yep.
fight eventually anyway, so it's good to get that practice in early game. But I'll camp it down, especially tournament wise in center map, especially tournament wise. Just height, just
Right.
height and placement, man. It goes a long way on these tournaments.
There was a concern, I guess. Maybe it's just like a watchability kind of thing. But I remember, I think it was Keemstar that was doing those Fortnite tournaments where you'd actually get either points or money for as many kills as you could get when you're within like the top 15 or top 20.
Hmm. Was that for
Um,
PUBG?
those were Fortnite.
That was for Fortnite.
It
Okay,
was
so
right when Fortnite was starting to take off, which
Warzone
I
is a
wasn't
little
tracking,
different
but
in my
yep.
opinion, and it doesn't need it because of how much more fast paced it is in terms of getting
Okay.
into player engagements. There's like a lot, like especially Verdansk back in the day. Oh my god, bro! Like you could go from building to building, and there's somebody there. Like there's always a fight going on, and the circle is collapsing fast at like at a rate where the games aren't like 25-30 minutes, you know, for the first like, you know, killing everybody off. It centers on POIs and keeps the rotation of player engagement really well. A lot of people that would like, one of my biggest issues is like I rely too much on the balloons when I should be driving around more with like a trophy system on to get faster kill rates and things. But I digress. The average player needs to work on all those things, but that's what makes Warzone a little bit different than PUBG in the Fortnite world, especially. Fortnite is slow in my opinion. No build is slow, build is slow, especially end game. I mean, there's like 30-40 teams alive sometimes in a Fortnite end game. There's not a lot of fighting. Whereas in Warzone, you can't just hide in a box with infinite build and just like delay fights. Like it has to happen when there's a house for grabs and there's 3 teams there.
Right.
Like only one's walking away in that situation. But I don't know. That's my take on it at least.
Right.
Oh, bro,
And I
you
think
modded me for your stream. Thanks, dude. I'm in Sacramento. Anyway, but that's just the general way. Rebirth is the same idea, but there's a lot of secrets to Rebirth. There's hidden weapons, self revives, money, all kinds of little secrets and shortcuts and tips and tricks on that map that really give you an early edge that grant you that late game high kill ratio. And my biggest weakness for sure after, you know, learning from my first few tournaments is that you know, there's a lot to learn with it. But yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like a lot of people in Zodiac, I would highly suggest if you're trying to get better beyond clip grinding, if you're looking for more adrenaline, the it'll grind your axe. Like it'll sharpen your axe more than anything. Getting yourself into competitive modes and putting money
Did
and
you
things on the
FFA
line.
Halo 2?
Goat man, you should start hosting weeklies. Go, dude. Imagine Goat man weekly FFAs, and you host them, and there's $50 pot, and everybody pays like fucking what? Like if it's 8 people, $50, so it's like $7 a person or something. You get the money in the pot made, and you host the FFA, and we just do little $7 wagers each week for Halo 2. I think that would be a really good way to keep that competitive aspect and adrenaline alive for a lot of people.
Yeah, hey, I'm down with that.
Like it'd be like a form of money eights, but it wouldn't be fours. I mean, it could branch into that too. I know that Bo and them, or Joey, especially in Europe, they always love doing the twos with the fast
Does Call
respawns
of
and shit.
Duty have, does Call of Duty have anything, or is there like a map forger for Call of Duty? I'm such a noob when it comes to
There's
Call
gonna
of
be
Duty.
for the new one.
Is there a
Okay,
what for
so
Call of Duty?
like a map forger.
Oh,
Like
Yeah, there's gonna be level editing tools for the new Call of Duty. I don't know what extent
so
they're gonna be.
I think for Call of Duty, especially finding out like the best meta for like loadouts and really like it's like running through like every scenario with every attachment for a gun. I think that if somebody came up with like a close range map editor, something like an Octagon, you know, for Call of Duty, the kill time was like really fast.
well, I'll put it to you
Uh,
this way.
that,
They have
because
multiplayer maps that you can augment just like Halo, the damage, the resistance on players, the total health, and you can actually
like
do
you
that
have
in
something
custom
like
games on maps that are
just
built like that.
you have something very small though,
It's called
like very.
speedball. Yeah. So like in Call of Duty terms, like if you're having beef with somebody, you go instead of saying 1v1 me on midship or 1v1 me on lockout, you say 1v1 me on speedball. And it's a map that's built for close quarters combat specifically, where there's a lot of
Okay.
movement orientation, pre-firing, spawn knowledge. It's the closest thing I could relate to like a 1v1 like
On
Kino map for testing that.
the Modern Warfare one that came out in 2019, there
That's
was
the one.
a
Yeah.
mode called Gunfight that was
Mm.
basically like a map no
Right?
bigger than an octagon, but it was doubles.
Yeah, there was
Yeah, like
also that
Random
too.
and
Yeah, there was
I
tournaments
thought
on
that
that.
was fun.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember.
I
I thought that
thought
was
that
fun.
was one of the best designed modes to come out in a video game in a long time. However, the gameplay of that game was so objectionable because of the way that the hit detection worked that it just made it pointless to play, at least for where my connection comes from.
No,
But
Yeah, it's
like,
very ping oriented. If you're like above
yeah,
80, it's rough.
but I mean, it was a good idea. So if they fix the ridiculous amount of lag that the Call of Duty games have had for years, that would be a great idea.
Right.
yeah.
Uh,
It's I used to believe in this thing called skill-based hit detection and stuff, but then like the more you research into it, a lot of it is just like frames and ISPs dropping packets a lot of the times.
No, in 2019 or 2020, this was a big thing that blew up. There was a leak out of Infinity Ward that they would adjust your hit rates depending on your how skilled you were at the game off data that they were collecting.
That was a patent that they applied for, but there's never been any code found in the programming of the game to lead to that.
I'll put it to you this way. That's one of those there is no smoking gun. Like, oh, the cookie's gone and he's got crumbs on his face, but we didn't catch him with his hand in the cookie jar. Like, look at how Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 has 200 milliseconds of lag on split screen and how it just maliciously manipulates hosts. And everyone knows that it gives hosts to bad players more frequently to try
Hmm.
to get them their one game where they can maybe get the AC 130 because then they'll be hooked.
Hmm.
Then they'll be chasing the dragon for the rest of the time they were playing, or the way that like the care packages, like the pseudo random RNG for that.
Well,
It,
early game loot I think is skill based for sure. Like I don't think it generates
in
the
the
loot. It
in the
for
war
like
zone. Yep.
like I think when you interact with the chest has its own programming with your player profile specifically that generates what comes out of it. I think that bad players get better loot more often out of easier chests, and really good players end up getting like pistols and shit.
Well, that's something that Valve got caught for actually, which is strange, right? Where a newer account on Counter-Strike Go had a higher chance of pulling more expensive items out of
Well,
their loot boxes, like knives and like the $10 plus skins for the pistols and things. So I wouldn't be surprised if Warzone was doing that. It's actually one thing that you can really make developers sweat if you're ever talking to a developer. If they have any kind of mechanic in their game or like a loot box kind of thing, ask them like, is the item already in there, or is it generated at the time that I open it? And if they start like not really giving you an answer, it's because they're doing something. They're
yeah,
doing something.
doing something nefarious, some casino style shit.
That's the big thing I used to ask people like all the time with role playing games and like loot systems and things. It's like, is this gonna reference like a loot table when I open this chest? Or is the item already in there, when the game loads or when certain conditions are met or whatever? So
What else? What about you, Go? What games do you want to get into soon? Rocksmith? You learn expert mode on Guitar Hero?
Dude, I'm going expert mode in life right now.
Where the fuck is Bo?
I don't know, man. I mean, until another game comes out that really grabs my balls, I'm just kind of like sitting on the sidelines waiting.
Would you want to try out Modern Warfare 2?
I'll try it. If it grabs my balls, then cool, I'll play it. If not, then I won't. It's just kind of how it is. Like every once in a while, Call of Duty comes around, I'm like, ooh, this is like crack. And then not. Most of the time, though, it's not. So if something grabs my attention, it's got me, and it's got me hooked, and I'm going balls deep in it. But if not, then I'm just gonna. I'd rather not. I'm one of those guys that I don't settle for shit. So like either I really want it or I don't. But I'm not going to be like, oh, I'll just play this because there's nothing better to play. I can't do that, I'm an all-in or all-in guy.
Well, I feel like if there's any indicator of the quality of a game nowadays, at least, it's the marketing and advertisement for it. Look at the Halo Infinite advertisement when Master Chief takes off his fucking hat and there's a goddamn cat like dancing on a fucking DJ set versus when Call of Duty used that ex-KGB officer's testimony statement to talk about the Cold War, like in the threat of like communism. I mean, like, and then like from that expansion, I feel like was one of the best times in Call of Duty Warzone with all the gun attachments and the changes to the map and things.
For me, it's not, I mean, I feel like advertisements is going to be like important for the GP for like your main consumer, your Christmas noob, your console buyer or whatever. But for me, it's going to come down to gameplay. And like I've played enough video games, I've played enough shooters over the years. I'm pretty much an expert. And like I can know in the first like 20 minutes of playing a game if it's going to be good or not. Like I don't even have to play. I can play one map in one game type, and I can just tell by the way I move, by the way I shoot, the recoil, everything, the mechanics, the physics. Like I'll know, like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good shit. Like I'm about to lock my door, crack open a bunch of Bang energy drinks, and just fucking tweak out for 4 days straight on fucking Twitch.
Get out the old spoon and lighter.
Yeah, dude, and I'm just like, oh, this is it right here, bro. I'm not a big star. I'm gonna bags under my eyes and fucking looking like I saw a ghost for a week. But but I don't know. Like, I just can't settle. I'm just one of those people, man. If I go to a restaurant, they don't have exactly what I want, I'll fucking leave. I won't be like, oh, I'll just get this instead. Like, no. If I want a car and I want it black, you're not gonna sell me a blue car. It's kind of black. No, I want the black car. Like, that's just how I am. And that's how I am with everything in life. So, like, when it comes to a video game, I kept being like, oh, I'll just play this for the time being until something better comes out.
Yeah,
I'd rather not play it. I'd just rather not play at all,
That's, yeah, literally why I'm not playing fucking Infinite right there. Couldn't have said it better.
Yeah, I mean, when Infinite came out, I downloaded it. I tried it out, and I was like, oh, this is shit. And I shut it right off, and I installed it. Nothing personal. It's somebody's treasure, just not mine. Somebody's
I was like, people's treasure globally. What's the number said?
With the numbers.
It's not a lot of people's treasure. Like you're not likely to, bump into somebody who really enjoys it.
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
I say, go man's trash is another man's treasure. Like somebody out there is gonna buy that package, just not me.
Oh God.
Somebody thinks it's a good time.
Good. I'm surprised they let you have your guitar in prison. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, some of the perks. I got a couple of guitars here.
Oh yeah. You should get a mandolin.
What?
You should get a mandolin.
A mandolin?
Yeah.
We get a fucking banjo.
Dude, I was about to say, I was gonna hop on Joe
Already got a
and
banjo?
hop on Mandy. Oh Christ.
Oh no,
Yuri
man.
Bezmenov. That's right. That was his name, Juan Shot. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, they
Wait,
used
what
Yuri in a fucking ad like for the game. I was like, oh man, this game is gonna fucking feel good. And then it came out. I'm like, yup. Let's get some commies. Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, it's wild how toothless the campaigns in those Cold War games are, though. Like the original Black Ops, I remember seeing a game called like Call of Duty Black Ops. I was like, oh man, and this came out right after like World at War. I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be it, right? Like we're gonna be doing like MK Ultra fucking Tuskegee experiment
Oh
shit,
my
like blowing up the
god.
Liberty. It's gonna be crazy.
They're gonna
And
blow
then
up the
like,
liberties.
yeah, and then I'm like
Quick, machine gun the
playing it.
lifeboats.
Yeah, me and my friend, I won't go like too crazy, but we were making this game like a long time ago on Unreal, where one of the levels is you just like chem mortar an apartment complex, and I was like, oh man, like what if Call of Duty uses that idea, but they make it like even more extreme, bro? Because World at War, I don't know if people have played that. It's such an old game now. Like that game was fucked, man. You're playing as like the Soviets, and you're like going through Berlin, and they're saying like Trotsky shit and just shooting everybody. It's like if they made like a Cold War game that went that hard, I would have loved it. But it's so sanitized, and
Yeah.
the shit that Bezmenov was saying is like basically just McCarthy was right. Like, come on, give me something. I do like that they I guess kind of had allusions to like MK Ultra and like the number systems and stuff in the first Black Ops. I haven't even played the second one, so the Cold War Black Ops or whatever.
You know, if they really want to take it to the next level, why don't they just make a Call of Duty where it's like Russia invading Ukraine?
They
Modern
could.
warfare.
Why not?
There's like friendly firing tanks and shit everywhere. Oh god.
Today warfare.
Too
How
soon?
about that?
Today warfare.
Today's warfare. Like totally relevant. You got like Putin in there and shit.
Azov battalion guys like running around.
Yeah, there have been a lot of protest games that have come out. I don't know if any of them are still like available, but I remember that who was it? Like the Iranians made a video game about like how bad American soldiers are,
Oh
like a
god.
long time ago. So I wouldn't be surprised if more shit like that came out. I
Yeah.
wonder what like Russians are working on right now. Like it's got to be some crazy shit.
Oil drilling.
No, I mean like what if you're like like a game development studio and you're like super
Oh, they're
patriotic
working
and you're
on
in Moscow
Tarkov.
or something?
Tarkov's their bread and
That's
butter.
doesn't have enough edgy political commentary. Like what's Russia's cruelty squad that's
Oh,
gonna
you're
come out in
talking
like a
about
couple of
like some
years?
fucking
Yeah.
government sanctioned brainwashing video game. I don't
No,
know.
have you guys have you seen Cruelty Squad? It's like the edgiest, most political, best playing game like ever. It's like
No.
this it's like this fucked up version of Deus Ex where technology has gone way too far. So like we can't advance anymore because productivity is fake, right?
Hmm.
So everything is just becoming waste. Everything is waste. You can't even kill people anymore because it's more effective to just like rebuild them for $50. So
What the
yeah,
fuck?
at the end of
Are you talking
the
about
game has that
are you talking
quote
about I was gonna say, are you
from
talking about Microsoft's Xboxes?
the the end of the game has this quote from I can't remember what book it is. I think it's like the Solar Anus. At least it's the same guy who wrote that about how all energy entering a system must be used for growth, or else it will inherently be expelled as waste. It's fucking like crazy. Like the best Steam review for it, the highest rated one was like the entire Unabomber manifesto. It's like that edgy. But it's not like cringy. It actually presents everything in like a compelling way. So
Right.
like what's Russia's hyper nationalist version of that that's gonna come out in 2 years? Like that'll be the Black Ops game that I wanted to play. Like just something really, really offensive. But yeah, I don't know. The COD campaigns have always kind of like blue
I
balled me
mean,
with that kind of shit.
I'm still stuck playing Hatred. I don't know if you guys know about that game. So,
Uh, yeah, you played Postal 1, the original version of Postal 1, not the new version, not the Redux.
you talking about when I played on stream?
I didn't see
He
you
played
playing on
Hatred.
stream.
If that's Postal
Yeah.
One, then that's like some kind of like
No,
siege
so
joke.
no. So
Kill the
Hatred
mailman.
is based on the game by Running with Scissors called Postal. Like I think there's Postal 2 and Postal 3 or Postal 4 is coming out now. They're popular. But the first Postal is like super dark. That's like what inspired Hatred the most.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think that you'd get kicked out of that. I think that Bo would really like it. I'm sure he's already played it. But
That would be like
yeah,
best day ever.
Was it
yeah,
like the
well
milkman from that
part of the game
David
is
Firth video?
yeah, this like organic manifesto. There's like a lot of ambient sounds and stuff, and it starts out as like a survival journal because this guy is completely like mentally ill. That's like waging this war against the town, and then eventually he like decides that he's like the only sane person left alive, and like his notes start becoming like titled war journal and shit. It's
Jesus.
really cool.
Punisher.
Yeah, the original
He's my
ending was
weapons
cut
understand
from
me.
the new version of Postal, so
I've been watching
which
a lot of
sucks.
some pretty brutal like games too. Like I've been you see the Dead Space 2 and shit where they have like the animation of the guy getting sucked into that fucking like rotating engine. His head just like fucking bubbles up and then pops and he just comes like liquid as he gets tossed into the fucking thing. I was like, whoa, dude, Jesus Christ.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
they're making a lot of those like Dead Space inspired games now, right? Because they're doing the remake of first Dead Space for no discernible reason, and they're doing that Callisto Protocol game too, right?
I haven't looked into that one. What's that about?
I was online and
It's like Dead
someone
Space.
sent me a
Looks exactly
compilation
like
of
Dead Space, just no difference.
somebody sent me a compilation of suicide videos like to music.
What the
It
fuck?
was it was really bad. It was basically like it was like every 5 seconds it was like someone with a shotgun to their head, like real shotgun, real
Yeah.
suicide. Just their heads just blowing up to music,
Yeah.
and it's just like 5 minutes long, just like people just like squinting and then blowing their heads off. It was so bad.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude. So I was like, oh, I can't unsee this shit.
That's fucked. Yeah, no, like just scrolling along in the old image boards, you'll come across plenty of that.
Oh, the internet, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there used to be a more
These kids will never
palatable.
understand, man. We grew up with a whole different uncensored internet. Like these kids are so fucking
Oh, rotten.com, brother.
yeah, right?
Rotten.com.
There used to be a more palatable version of something like that. Actually, there's this I think it's one guy, but it's a musical group called Void Dweller. He had this song called Live that I'm sure it doesn't exist anymore, but it's kind of like that, like the music video for it. But it was like more tasteful. It wasn't like a gore video, but that kind of made it more intense in a way because it didn't have like the same shock factor. But it ended with that suicide tape with the guy with the revolver that Ernest was using in his videos for a while.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I can't remember what that guy's name was. Where he just in front of that crowd of
Blasted
reporters just
himself on
capped himself.
TV, yeah.
Yeah,
Straight domed
yeah.
himself on
Of
TV.
course, One Shot P2 has heard it. Yeah, it's a great song. It only had like a couple thousand plays, but yeah, it was fucking awesome.
So it wasn't like real people killing themselves. It was just
No,
like
Oh
the
no, it
last
was.
one
It was like
was.
the assassination of that one communist in fucking Japan, and like the Kennedy assassin. Like a bunch of people die in the video,
Fucking
but
oh,
dude,
it
that guy
wasn't
got
just like a
stabbed in the
million.
fucking gut
Yeah,
with a sword,
yeah,
man.
yeah. You can buy Figmas
He's
of the guy
sitting
who
there
did
like,
it. I can't remember the name.
ooh.
Yeah, he's
I mean,
like a
I
national.
was
The guy who
like,
did the stabbing's a national hero in Japan. You can
Yeah,
buy
he is.
statues
Yeah,
of
he
him.
fucking
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
I
Not
don't
that
know
I
if you guys
condone
see the
stabbing
death
people outside of Minecraft, but
What
that
do you
guy
guys
is
think of
revered over there.
that Suicide Silence song? You only live once, where they're in the gun range
That's
and
a
like
great
all
music video.
yeah, like they got like the preacher with the bazooka, and they
Hits him with
got
a
like
fucking crossbow to
you know
the
the
shoulder. He
priestess
just
with the
rips it
machine
out.
guns and shit, and they're like shooting the band, and they're all getting shot up while they're singing. I love that video. Yeah,
Drops
such
a
a good
chain
video.
gun on him. They're all just bleeding
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah, so good. I actually saw them like a couple weeks ago. Suicide Silence. Good there.
You ever heard of
Really?
Upon a Burning Body?
Uh, yeah, I've seen them too.
They're hella good. I like those guys.
Hmm. Actually, I believe that they're playing again this weekend. So I'm gonna go see Upon a Burning Body, and I'm gonna see Thy Artist Murder,
They're
and
good.
and somebody else. I forgot who else, but I'm gonna see them like this weekend. So yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I always forget that like bands and shit actually exist in material reality because I live so far away from any city that anyone would go to. That wasn't gonna go on like a crazy diatribe. No, like I just forget that's like a thing that you can do. Because I used to live in Toronto and shit, so you could just go see a band whenever. It's like the only place that anyone goes when they go to Canada. But now it's like maybe if they go to Halifax, if I want to drive forever, like I just completely forget about
Do a
that shit.
show.
The West Coast of the United States has like a very
Yeah,
diverse range of like musical history to it. Like North
yeah,
Goatman's
absolutely.
territory has a lot of like grunge, of course, history to it. You go down to California and you've got, dozens of
Right.
musicians from here. Yeah, rap and fucking Beach Boys and
Well, like the Bay Area, you guys got a huge thrash scene.
yeah, dude, fucking heavy, low all day, man. Like they're like more like mathcore and shit, but yeah, they're 12 gauge records. All those boys out there, they're fucking great.
Yeah. And then go down to Texas, you got like a big hardcore scene.
Yeah, metalcore's huge in Texas too.
Metalcore,
Pantera was big.
Mhm.
yeah.
Is
And
there
then
is there
like
a
I'd say
reason?
on the East Coast, like Florida, New York, you got like a lot of death metal. So
Sure. There's always a great underground music scene like everywhere that you go. Just depends on what kind of genre that you like. But is there a reason why the West Coast of the United States specifically is like so ridiculously, or it's like propagated its music so ridiculously far throughout the world? Whereas
Hollywood.
like, okay, fair.
Yeah.
Because it seems like that's where like all the music in North America comes from, or at least they're like grossly overrepresented.
There's it's a small percentage of musicians, but they're grossly overrepresented. Look into what was the name of the street? There's a street in Hollywood where there was a military base where they edited nuclear footage, but Jim Morrison and a lot of other musicians used that studio room for their like tracking and shit. I can't remember the name of the street, but yeah, all of these big musicians come from like naval military intelligence families and shit. So there's like there's a deep hole on that one. You can actually drive by those places too, right over
Dude,
here.
now you're getting me into what I was gonna say when I say I forgot that musicians existed in material reality.
That's
But
that's
yeah,
part of the project, man.
you had me at material reality. It's like, this man doesn't get out much, but he says material reality.
Beyond these walls.
Upon
Um, Efren is the guy that's like, please come and play in Brazil in the YouTube comments. Oh
no, I don't
god.
want fucking bands to come here. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
No, no. We'll never have our own acts or whatever. I'm sure if I just picked up my bass, I could be like the second best in this town in weeks. I don't want anyone to show up and corner the market.
goddamn. What else? What else is going on in Halo? Oh, they got rid of a lot of shortcuts and all that shit, and then they brought back a few, but sliding and shit is all nerfed or whatever for the curb slide, and now they have a fucking like ramp slide glitch that like shoots you all over the map now.
I
Snap
hate
slide.
that sliding shit, man.
Yeah, it's
People
fucking stupid.
Everyone's looking like a dog wiping their ass on the carpet all day, just fucking.
They look like they're playing Call of Duty.
Yeah, like Call of Duty, just like fucking doing
just
this shit
fucking
all
play
the
Call
fucking
of
day.
Duty. Just play Call of Duty if you want to play Call of Duty, man. You don't. Halo doesn't need to do this shit.
But it's not as smooth, right? The way like sliding and
No,
stuff
it's
works in
fucking
Halo.
it's fucking chalked because it's
'Cause
designed by idiots.
it's just grafted on.
I need,
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
I need to grab some more blood. I'll be right back.
It's confusing to me how people are like, oh, we need to add aspects of other games poorly in order to
Stay
gain the audience
relevant.
of the
Yeah,
other
just like
game.
Counter Strike did. Yeah.
Yeah. Like none of these people watch fucking internet blood sports. You don't just like kill the other person and then take their audience. It's never worked. It's never worked in anything. Doesn't work in TV, doesn't work in movies, doesn't work fucking people arguing on the computer. Doesn't work any time.
There are
If you
Amber Heard
slay
fans and there are Johnny Depp fans. We get it. You know what I mean?
yeah, if you fucking slay Titanfall, those people aren't gonna buy your game. They're just gonna be bitter, and then they'll somehow make some kind of passion project. Fucking 10 years later, that'll kill your game. It's so stupid. The whole thing
What's
where
gonna be the Halo killer? Oh, it was Halo.
yeah, But look what was
That's
the
the
Halo
irony
killer,
of it
right?
all.
Yeah, look what was the Halo killer, right? It was a game that was confidently itself. I'm not saying it never took elements from Halo, like Call of Duty added regenerative health because of Halo.
Oh no,
Call of Duty,
Halo killed themselves. Everybody
yeah,
was always talking about like, oh, what game is it gonna be that takes out Halo, this big behemoth, and like it ended up just being their own undoing. Like it was
yeah,
never designed poorly until they started adding other shit from other games.
yeah. But I guess what like the gulls on the border or whatever were games like Call of Duty and Battlefield and stuff, which certainly took elements, much in the same way that Halo took elements from Counter-Strike 1.6 and Quake and Half-Life and stuff. But it was never just stealing things and grafting them on badly, right? It was always like adding them to the mix for a reason. It's like you don't just add pepper to everything because you think it would be good. Like there has to be a reason, right?
Right.
So
What was wrong with the
yeah,
formula? Oh, the people that tried to fucking continue the formula's tradition don't know how to cook the food. Whoops.
well, yeah, but even Bungie's running those problems, right? Where they were getting angry that people had too many kills, so they fucked up all the spawn times and stuff on Halo 2, as we talked about a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then all that resulted in is the spawns being memorized by a very sweaty, very small group of people that fucked people up even more.
Yeah.
Like the interventionist attitude to compress the skill gap began with Bungie, and it just continued. Like they were their own undoing.
Yeah.
You can see it even in Halo 2 and Halo 3. They were already fucking destroying themselves. It's just that they had a fundamental understanding of technology and like how to make an online video game that kind of kept them limping
Right.
for a couple years. And then as soon as you lost that creative direction, the fucking wheels just fell off.
Yeah. Good luck, Reach. Yeah, I'm gonna grab something real quick.
Well. Now it's just you and me.
Yeah, I'm stuck here with you. Stuck here behind bars.
Want a switchblade?
Whenever you finally are like hard retired from Halo, you have to do like behind bars with Goatman, like some kind of like a podcasting thing. That'd be funny.
Actually, I will be behind bars one day. One day. I mean, it's the only progressive way to go. Eventually, you want to become a legend.
Is it easy to end up in prison in wherever you are, Washington State, right?
I think it all depends on the decisions you make in life.
Sure, but I've heard that it's actually like phenomenally difficult to actually end up in prison in like California, for example, or in British Columbia, actually, in my country. It's very difficult as well.
Actually, California is a prison state, so it's pretty easy to go to prison over there.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's not hard to go to prison. I mean, now it's gonna be hard to go to prison if you did a petty crime. You need to do a major crime to go to prison. But because I mean, if it's less than a year, you're probably gonna do it in county. And I'll tell you this: I would rather do a year in prison than a year in county. You never want to go to local jail and do an extended period of time. Because in prison, you're going to have your own room, you're going to be separated. You're not going to be in this like giant room with like 50 people.
Yeah.
Like, that's a bad place to be, man. So, anybody who's scared of prison, if you do got to do time, pick prison over county. But if anything, get an ankle monitor and stay home. You don't want to be in prison, especially if you're not going to prison.
That shit is fucking wild how people are getting those house arrests. Like it's very, very common that people are doing their sentences at home.
There's not enough private prisons to collect all of these dangerous criminals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been looking into that recently actually. Like the amount of private prisons in the US was like one of the most politicized topics ever, obviously. It turns out that only like what, 10%, 16% of prisoners in the US are in a private prison.
Well, do you trust the government to run a prison or a private one?
Sorry?
Would you trust a private prison or a government-ran prison?
Neither. I mean, the same thing.
I would rather be in a government prison than a private prison because, I don't know, I feel like in a private prison, you don't know what people's like, like they don't have like standards. It's whatever they decide the standard is going to be for food quality, for whatever, whatever that they decide is going to be. Whereas like usually when you do stuff that's government issued, it's like this standard across the board type shit, you know?
I guess I would probably,
I'd rather not be in prison at all, to be
yeah,
honest.
obviously. I
Yeah.
think I'd probably pick like a private prison because like you might dice roll really bad and end up in like a worse Gitmo, but you also could end up at that one that has the golf course. You could just drive around on
We
the
talking about like
lawnmower
blue.
tractor.
You're talking about like blue collar crime prison, like some club
No,
med
no,
shit.
no.
White
There's actually
collar
a
crime.
private prison in the U.S. that has a golf course that like violent criminals and
You're talking
shit
about
are
like
allowed to work
celebrity
on.
prison,
No, no, no. You
like
don't play
OJ
golf.
Simpson prison.
Yeah. No, you don't play golf there. You just work on the golf course. That's like one of the
Oh,
jobs that you can have in the prison. You don't get to play. And you're like monitored by guys with like machine guns and shit because you have like lawnmower blades and stuff that you're working with, obviously. But
yeah.
yeah, that would be pretty fucking relaxed compared to like being just stressed out in a federal prison. Cause I've heard those are pretty shit. I don't know though. Like my country's prison system is completely different than yours, so
Yeah. No, I mean, I've got some people pretty close to me that have spent extended time in prison, so I've heard stories.
Imagine like you can never leave the continuation high school in the U.S. And that's what pretty much prison is.
Continuation. I would say continuation high school.
So you know.
Yeah.
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 It's fucking.
is
Yeah.
that
I
where
got
you
I
like?
got jumped by some guys with baseball bats one time when I was going there.
Yeah.
Fuck. Is
I
that like
I got into a
where you
fight
get
with this
pulled back
guy.
grades or something? Or?
I got into a fight with this guy. I broke a pool stick over his back, and then like a week later, he found me with like 5 of his friends, and they all had these aluminum baseball bats, and they jumped the shit out of me. It was not fun.
Human
Story time.
Centipede 3 if you'd rather go to the private prison.
Bro, that's why I want to go to private prison. I just didn't say that.
Drop to 24 in solos. Savage.
I just want to go to whatever prison Bo's at.
Yeah. Zodiac Colt in prison. Let's go. Getting tatted.
We're gonna be soulmates.
I'm gonna get a fucking Zodiac logo right here on my neck.
You can get it right here between your eyebrows, right here in your forehead.
Charlie style.
It's gonna be. We're all gonna get the fucking Zodiac circle with the cross in her forehead.
Oh, that'd be fucking funny. It's like the lunchroom, right? Because I've heard that when you're in jails or in prisons, I guess, if you're like a white guy and you're walking into the meal room, immediately some other white guy will just grab you and put you in a seat before you do anything fucking stupid and then tell you everything. It's like we're sitting there, we're like looking for nerdy looking white guys for us to grab, and we're like, we could tell. Yeah, you've carpal tunnel? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You're with us.
Of us, hold him down, get the brander out.
I've got nerve damage in my knuckles, in my wrists.
Where do you want the Zodiac tattoo? You gotta get it. I'm sorry.
If I gotta get it, I'd love to get it. I should get it. That'd be dope.
I'm joking. It's like where you gotta get the swastika, where when you show up, you gotta get it on like the inside of your gum or whatever.
I show up, I'm like, guys, I'm Buddhist, I swear. No.
Zodiac.
Oh my
You got nerve
God.
damage in your hands. You gotta call Sam up for some fake hands.
Right.
Haters.
No, I gotta call up what's his name that's been using the soft little gel pads on his fucking.
Oh, Dr. Mike,
Yeah,
this person
we have
that no
Dr.
one's
Mike.
ever heard of before in their fucking lives. Who's Dr. Mike?
Bro, who the fuck is iDubbbz's girlfriend?
Yoko Ono?
Like, I'm a nobody, but like, Jesus Christ.
I can't remember where
How
she
do you-
came from. I think that
like-
she was like, she was making some kind of fucked up videos. She used to have a different haircut though.
Oh man, she just
I
put her
can't
man through
remember.
so much
She-
bullshit for no reason.
Yeah, she materialized out of the abyss to take one more man's balls. She's like some kind of harpy. Some kind of fucking siren, actually, now when I think about it.
What was that old book about that old lady that like intentionally like built up that little kid and then like took away that girl or whatever and broke his heart, and she like lived in that old abandoned house, and she was South Park did an episode on it. It was
Egg
fucking
thing, I don't know.
fucking what's the little French kid's name? He's not French, but he's what's his, the little British kid. He was in the earlier seasons. Go. What was his name?
Pip?
Pip, that's right. They had an episode when Pip like Yeah, Pip got hit like that. It's fucked up.
What is going on with the...
All right, what am I gonna do here, guys? What am I gonna do here?
Regarding.
Goat, where'd you go?
Are you still visible? He just has this like weird filter
Oh,
on.
there you go. Sorry.
Yeah, where I like slip off of it.
It's like a drug trip. He just nods in and out. Just.
Yeah, sorry, I'm on the phone.
It's all good. Should we call it here? Be going for about an hour and a half, and my tournament's coming up here. I want to get
I was
warmed
gonna
up a
say
little bit.
you should warm up for that. I
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure we got like over an hour because I remember there's that one podcast where I was like hungover or something. It was a fucking disaster. It was like 38 minutes long. So
Oh,
I think we
man.
covered some good subjects.
Hell yeah. It was a good
I
casual
like how
one.
this slowly is less to do with Halo because they just won't release anything.
Well, we're all Halo dickheads at the end of the day. They can't change that about us. No amount of fucking shitty games they put out can take away what we built.
Yeah.
Everyone knows, man. Like, people, like, the fans, everybody knows who, like, the real Halo players are and shit. We don't need to boast. You know what I mean? They're out here like, oh, we're the founders. We're this and that. It's like, oh yeah. What's your favorite Halo 2 map?
Yeah.
Bet you can't name 3. Founders.
It's like when I run across girls at the mall and they're wearing a metal shirt, and I'm like, oh, you like that band? What's your favorite song? And they're like, I don't even know it was a band.
Ah, no.
Yeah.
No.
There was this dude, he was wearing a Nirvana shirt, and my friend was like, oh, that's sick, you like Nirvana? He's like, what? And he's like, yeah, you know, the shirt you're wearing. He's like, oh, I just like the design, man. I didn't even know that was a band.
Dude, he could have been fucking with you. I used to do that so much when I was in college, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a lot of fucking metal band shirts. People would talk to me about them. It's like, what's your favorite song by them? Welcome to the Jungle. And they would get so fucking angry. Was it a Cannibal Corpse shirt? Yeah, my favorite song by them was Welcome to the Jungle. The second favorite's Master of Puppets. Fuck you. Just walk away.
Get fucked.
Yeah. What's that shirt? No, I made it. It's like a Nirvana shirt. Yeah. Just all kinds of shit like that. He probably just fucking with you. There's no way that somebody in Washington State doesn't know what Nirvana is. Like, he's just fucking with you.
Well, it wasn't with me, it was with my buddy. My buddy told me a story about this, but I catch people all the time wearing like, I don't know, like a Metallica shirt or something, and then I'll just be like, oh, that's a sick album. And then like you just see like the deer in headlights in their eyes, the like you're like, oh yeah, I like this song. Do you like that song? And they're like, blank.
They know the melodies, but they don't know the band.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very surface level kind of shit.
Yeah.
But, you know, they probably wear it as a fashion statement to, like, you know, whatever. Fucking... People are weird, man. They'll do weird-ass shit. Anything.
Well, they need the attention or whatever. They need to feel validated. It's like if people started all wearing Run DMC shirts a couple of years ago.
Right. I remember
And
that.
I don't think anyone had listened
Like,
to Run
you know,
DMC in my
goddamn well
area.
you're not listening to fucking Run DMC,
Yeah,
man.
none of these people are listening to Run DMC.
It's like, come on, man. You're not
I'm
listening.
not either, but I think I've probably listened to more Run DMC than people that were wearing the shirts at the time in like 2019.
Yeah, I saw like Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses shirts. They're like, they can't. Like, I went to the store and they're like, yeah, we can't keep them in stock. And I'm like, who's buying all of them? They're like, these kids are like 14, 15 years old. They're buying Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses. And I'm like, do they even know who the fuck those people are? And they're like, I don't know. They buy it and they go on TikTok and they said it's the swag or some bullshit like that.
They
I
say
don't know.
it's
man,
the swag. They got
I'm
they
very
figured it all out.
I'm very checked out of shit like fucking TikTok and stuff, but I imagine if like I don't know, Axl Rose needs his royalty money, that maybe they could have like pulled some strings and got people to buy some T-shirts and play
He needs his
their
square
songs or whatever.
watermelons. Cubic watermelons. That man is obsessed with.
They could still like do a show and sell out like that. So
The last time that I tried to care about Guns N' Roses, it would have been like 2007, when Axl was kind of like he was like fat, like he was not in good shape and
Dude, he still looks
couldn't
like shit, bro.
yeah,
Like,
he couldn't vocalize like a word, let alone the lyrics of his own songs.
Fuck.
well, have you seen
And
Vince from Motley Crue? He doesn't even sing the lyrics no more. He just like comes along to the music. Like it's terrible.
man,
Yeah.
that's sad. Well, the Motley Crue has some fucking hard songs to actually like sing, so like yeah, it would fuck up your vocal cords
Yeah.
trying to belt that shit out every day for years.
Yeah, but
But
he forgot the lyrics to his own song though. Like he's at that point. Like he can't
oh,
sing the.
okay, just completely chemical lobotomized, like Ozzy Osbourne level.
Oh,
Yeah. He's
Jesus.
pickled, man.
Yeah,
Like they're actually coming out here. Like I think in like in a month or two, and I'm gonna go see him just because I've never seen Motley Crue, so I'm just gonna just get it
yeah,
knocked off the bucket list. I'm gonna see him once and that's it. I'm not gonna go waste my money again. But I can't like not see them. I mean, I grew up on that shit, so
Right.
fair enough. Yeah,
yeah.
All right, boys. I'm gonna head out and get warmed up. Thank you for showing up. If you guys hear from Bo, let me know. I'm actually a little worried. I'm gonna keep
yeah. I'll
messaging
tell
him,
you when
but I'm sure he's
I
around
see him on
somewhere.
the news.
I hope he's just getting laid. If he's getting laid, good for him. I mean, that's on him. That's good. All right, I'll see you guys later.